During this special time of year, we here at the Real Review 3000 and Chaos Central would like to thank you for all the support you have shown us this year. It is with our gratitude that we wish you and your family and friends, and even those who may disagree with us, the fandom menace, a happy and safe holiday season. Merry Christmas and happy holidays.
You got it. Tech 9, let's go.
KCMO, roll.
I'm representing
KCMO, roll.
Yeah.
You're muted. Amateurs.
See, I mute over here, not here, you know.
Mm-hmm. Amateur.
I don't rely on this thing to do it for me. I have a pro rig here, so hey.
No, I feel you, but still amateur night on the rule of 3 here.
So how you guys doing tonight?
Doing good, doing good. What's up, chat? Thanks for joining. Ostinator, Dandelion.
And JJ, thank you for being here tonight. I appreciate you being here.
Yeah, man. What's going on, everybody? Great to be here. Great to hear. Thank you for having me.
Of course, always. A pleasure. How you doing, bro? Chris?
I'm here. But sorry, guys.
It'll be all
I'm
right.
doing 15 things today because work to here to work. It's like constant. So, you want to tell everybody about yourself and where you're from, or where you can find yourself, all that fun stuff?
Absolutely. You guys
Go
know
ahead.
the channel, Biggaford Entertainment. We got the Rule of 3, Chaos Conversation, Chaos List. We also have the Square One, soon to be back, Equilibrium, and OOC. Check that out later on tonight because we will be taking questions and everything from the chat. So it's going to be a pretty interesting show. Much appreciated, Chris. Thanks for having me on once again.
All right. JJ.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy JJ. You can find me a little bit everywhere. Sunday nights on Honstar's channel for both his streams, which is Name That Tune and Jackbox Game Night. You can find me Monday nights on my channel for my weekly live stream, Randomness at its finest. Random panel, random topic situation. Come by, check it out, like, share, subscribe, all the fun stuff that goes with it. You can find me Tuesday nights over on Nzo's channel, which is Biggaford Entertainment, for the Chaos List. With both of us and Danny Graham and LDG Pixels and Eli Hugh Who. And you can find me, well, I'm here tonight also. I'm stepping in for Mr. Danny Graham. You can find me also Thursday nights on Chris's channel for sometimes the Weekly Rumble. And also back around again Sunday because I forgot for the Weekly Wrap-Up and the Mandalorian Roundtable. And what's going on, guys? Just glad to see everybody in the chat. Thank you for coming. What we got to talk about tonight, Chris?
Okay. Hold on just a second. Let me make sure I got everything. Make sure I have everything.
Now, you see, if this
no,
was
no, you're not going to go over there and say that.
I was just going to say,
you are.
It was my show. I would have had everything up and running. Bam, 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 bam. Just like I did last night, right?
Not
guys?
always.
No. You were having issues last night also, so it's all good. We all have our nights.
What you're talking about, JJ. I think everything was perfect last night. I don't remember having any issues last night.
Anzo, brother, please. Your idea of perfect and my idea of perfect are two completely different things.
Well, yeah, I guess when I'm doing it's perfect, regardless, and everything was fine.
Bullshit. Sorry. Oh, sorry.
You were having problems there, weren't you, JJ? Just a second, right?
Yeah.
Issues. Yeah. Well, that happens. All right, guys, let's do this. Bring up the screen. Actually, first off, I gotta make sure I do that. There you go. All right, now we can bring up the screen. Okay. And let us share the audio there. All right. Let's see what our first topic is. And hello, what's going on, Geiscar? Garrett 27 is in the chat. We got B in the chat. We've got Nindroid. We have Lady Tariel that was there. Dandelion Fluff. Hello. Austinator. Good to see all you guys. Thank you very much for being here. Our first question is, reportedly Shang-Chi has finished production. Do you think that this may be a sleeper character? And if so, are you looking forward to the first trailer? Who would like to go first?
I'll go.
Okay, we'll remove that. We will bring up the Rule 3 official timer. 3 minutes is on the board. Go ahead, Anzo.
Yes. So Shang-Chi, I don't know much about the comic book at all. I really don't know much about the character. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people like me don't. So to say, would he be a sleeper character? Absolutely, he can be. Because if you look at Marvel's track record, you know what I mean? They're known to taking characters that no one knew about, example, Guardians of the Galaxy, and make a hit out of it. You know, Iron Man was a B comic book, you know. Then if you watch the documentary, they really took a chance making Iron Man. Like, they really took a chance. They said that if Iron Man wasn't a hit, we would not have gotten all of the movies that we have gotten so far. So everything depended on Iron Man. So they took a chance with that one as well. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to say, yeah, it's going to be a sleeper. I have faith in Kevin Feige that they're going to at least make a movie that people will like. Maybe I won't. You know what I mean? Maybe some people won't. But at the end of the day, a majority of their movies, they all make money, you know? And with the lineup that we have coming out, we have Black Widow, we have Thor, Love and Thunder, we have the Eternals, and then we have Shang-Chi. You know, not to go into Blade and all the other ones that are announced, but those are the ones that should be coming out soon. And out of all of, WandaVision too. And out of all those movies, the two of them people really don't know much about are the Eternals and Shang-Chi, sorry. So with that being said, I think both of those movies have an opportunity to be a sleeper. It's just which one will do better. And I'll go with Shang-Chi because Shang-Chi, when that plays in China, it should generate, it could possibly make $1 billion in China alone. So just imagine it makes $1 billion domestically and then makes another $1 billion in China because they love it. You know, that could be a real big boost for this movie. So if anyone has the potential to make that kind of money out of all the movies, I would definitely say it is that, because we have Thor, Love and Thunder. We know what that's going to do. Black Widow, we know what that's going to do. It may give or take, like, you know what I mean? More money, a couple million here, a couple million there, but guaranteed over $500 million for both of those movies. And like I said, if Shang-Chi is good, it's possible that it could be like a $2 billion movie. Nobody thought Black Panther would make the money that it made, and most of the money Black Panther made was domestic. So now imagine Shang-Chi makes that kind of money domestic and then matches it in China or overseas. So yeah, I think it's definitely could be the sleeper of the Marvel universe so far.
Okay. Very good. Very good. And JJ, give you 3 minutes on the board. Go ahead and tell everybody what you think.
Personally, I'm not a book reader. I'm not a comic book reader. The movies are my comic books, and I know a lot of people get upset about that, but I've never heard of Shang-Chi. I know nothing about it. Could it be a sleeper? Absolutely. You know, only hardcore comic book readers will know about the character and what the story's about. Me personally, if I decide to see the movie, I might like it. I might hate it. Who knows? You know, it's hard for me to be able to talk about it because I know nothing of it. So, that's about all I've got to say on it because I don't know anything about it. Do I care about it? Not really, because when they started rolling out the Phase 4 projects, I'm like, oh, great. Marvel's going to go downhill quick. But, hey, who knows? We don't know. I
Well,
don't
what
know.
makes you say that? I mean, I'm asking why you would say. Do you think they're going to go downhill quick?
Yeah, because in phase 4 of all the stuff that was announced. Personally, for me, there was only one, maybe two things I was interested in even seeing, and that was Doctor Strange and Black Widow. The rest of it, I know someone about the Eternals. Big deal, it might be a good movie, it might not be. Thor: Love and Thunder, give me a break. And WandaVision, really? I might check out the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but the rest of it, it was just really, it didn't cling to me like when they started with Iron Man and worked the way up to the end, which was Endgame. That was somewhat of a nice, long, cohesive story, and I don't see where they'll be coming with that with this Phase 4 properties. With Shang-Chi, all I can say is we just have to wait and see. Really, no one. I don't know. I don't know if you guys know because I don't take you guys for hardcore comic book people. So that's my thoughts on it. Just have to wait and see. Yeah, it could definitely be a sleeper or it could be a big flop. We don't know.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Do the 3 minutes. And do I think it's going to be a sleeper? Yes. One reason. They have teased and teased and teased that the Mandarin's going to be in this. I'm going to pause this really quick. Got a $2 super chat from a member. Thank you, Lady Tariel, for being a member. I really appreciate that.
Hey, lady. How are you?
We have channel memberships now, so check that out if you wish. I would appreciate it. Lady Tariel for $2 could be great if not too woke. Absolutely true. I totally agree. I will continue now. The Mandarin's supposed to be in this, and everything I've heard says this is going to be the real Mandarin that we didn't get in Iron Man 3. That everybody thought we were getting in Iron Man 3 because they teased it before that movie. Shang-Chi is actually his main baddie is the Mandarin. The Mandarin does fight Iron Man, but it truthfully belongs to Shang-Chi. The 10 rings, all of this stuff is stuff we've seen hinted in other movies of Marvel. The key here is that when these come out, they've got to do exactly what JJ said. They spent 10 years building up to Infinity War and Endgame, and they need to kind of replicate that. That's asking a lot, but if Kevin Feige's behind it, I think it might be possible. As far as Thor: Love and Thunder, yes, that's the sketchiest of all of them, I think. It could be done all right. It could be okay, but after what they did with Thor and Endgame, I'm not 100% hopeful. But this particular one, I think, could be a real sleeper, and I think it could be really good. And I don't disagree with Nzo when he says that in China, yeah, you could be looking at $1 billion by itself, because this is what Joker wasn't. Joker made $1 billion without China. If this goes to China and they accept it, all bets are off. This could just run way past even Endgame, possibly. And that's kind of crazy to think, being the fact that it's just a setup movie in a sense. It's an introduction movie. So that's the biggest thing, which makes me think, yes, it could be a sleeper that nobody's thinking about because of that China factor. Now, it could also be a huge dud because if China doesn't like it, it's going to get blacklisted really quick. And when things get blacklisted by China, it just kind of snowballs from there. But I think it's a definite sleeper, mostly because, like I said, the Mandarin's supposed to be in this. If they give people what they want from the Mandarin, word's going to get out quick. So let's do 3 minutes all together. Anzo, you brought up China. From what you've read about this, do you think China's going to be on board?
That's the thing. I think Marvel is gonna make it so that it doesn't offend the Chinese. You know what I mean? And as long as they can make it where it doesn't offend anybody, I absolutely believe China will get on board with that, you know? Because it's like how we as Black people feel about Black Panther. You know what I mean? Now we're going to get to see an Asian superhero that's going to kick ass. And for me, I always said, I mean, we're getting Black Panther. I said Black Panther has to stay true to the character, stay true to the comic, which they basically did. And that's why I loved Black Panther. You know, we got to see a real Black superhero. I know people say Blade and all that stuff, but it's not just the fact that it was a Black superhero. It was like we got to see Africa, even though it was a, you know, not real Wakanda, but we got to see them in a light that we don't really see Black people in. So now if they do the same kind of thing with Shang-Chi, Chinese people will eat it up. They will eat that up. And their market is enough to propel that movie itself to be one of the highest grossing movies of all times. So Marvel knows what they're doing.
Okay. Yeah, I think that they will. I think where Mulan failed because Kevin Feige is in charge of this. Kevin Feige knows exactly what he needs to do, especially with the time that they've had to look at everything, the time that they've had to perfect it, all of these things added in. If they're looking at, like, I mean, right now as it stands with the MCU, they could hold off on Black Widow. I don't know if they're going to, because with Wonder Woman 84 coming out, they probably won't. They'll probably go ahead and send it to Disney Plus. But with all of that, all these movies possibly backing up, they could start releasing Marvel movies one after another, and that's only, I think, going to bolster everything. Oh, look, I can go in one day and see Shang-Chi, then go see Eternals and this and that, and literally something that we, until Endgame came out and they showed them all in one day or whatever it was, or 2-3 days, whatever they did, that we haven't been able to do that when they're brand new. And that would be a really interesting experience, and they might be able to do that. And if they can string it all together like that, that could be an amazing
For China, for Marvel, absolutely.
But they have to do it right because China is also overly critical.
Yeah, absolutely. You're absolutely right. And that's why LDG said it's not offending the Chinese people, it's the government. But no, it does offend the people too. You know what I mean? It's not just the government. There's people out there, that Chinese people, that it will offend. And if it does do that, it will not make money there. You know? So.
The Basco scenario, Geiscar says, "Where's my Latina heroes?" They're coming.
Scarface.
Yeah, Scarface.
You got Scarface, bro.
What was the Jack Black wrestling movie?
Oh shit! Yeah. Lucha Libre.
Yeah.
Ocho,
there you go.
Yeah, there you
go. They're there.
Yeah, you got them. What up, Matt?
LDG, Shifty Gizm, good to see you. Flash Thompson, thank you for being here, guys. I really do appreciate it. All right. Yeah. So let's go back. Oh, no, I guess we can keep that open and just do this. All right. Let's spin and see what topic number 2 is. Yeah, Nacho Libre. He was a hero.
Yeah, exactly.
Moff Gideon actor Giancarlo Esposito says he will be back for season 3 of The Mandalorian. Do you think Disney should stop giving away information on who will be in upcoming seasons of the show and who will be making cameo appearances?
Yes. Sorry.
No problem.
Well,
That's
since you
simple.
spoke up
Yes.
first, since
Yeah.
you spoke up first,
JJ goes first.
yes, exactly. You know, it's the whole Fast and Furious. Whoever reaches for the food first has to say grace. Well, you spoke first, so you get to go first. 3 minutes.
Absolutely, because don't get me wrong, I like Esposito as the character they've given him, but him saying he'll be back for season 3, that's just giving away. Well, guess what? They're not dealing with it by the end of season 2. You know, they could bring in a lot of guest characters. They've already done it. They're continuing to do it, but leave them under wraps. Don't leak it. Don't let nobody, because even with the Disney trilogy, they had a pretty much a gag order on everyone that was involved. They can do the same thing right here with their TV shows. Whatever they're going to give us, hey, you're not allowed to say jack. Okay, if you're going to be in it, fine, you're going to be in it, but you're not allowed to say a word about it. Period. It's got to be a surprise, because also that's a good way to keep everybody on the edge of their seat. Oh, what's coming next? Who's coming next? Are such and such going to be back? It's a good way to bolster their numbers as far as their viewers and how successful the show is, or how unsuccessful the show is, depending if you like the episodes or not. That's my personal opinion on the entire situation. That's with any IP. It's not necessarily Lucasfilm. It could be Marvel, could be DC, could be the next version of Knight Rider. It don't matter. And I'm not saying there is one, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just, keep it under wraps so people have something to be excited about again. Not, oh yeah, they're coming back, they're doing this. Oh, I wonder how they're going to fit this into that. Come on, guys. It's entertainment. Treat it as such. Be surprised once in a while, because we knew Ahsoka was coming. All right, we knew Boba Fett was coming. 10 seconds or not, it's just, come on, give us something to be excited about. Quit leaking every damn thing. That's just plain and simple. Because we're living in an age now that we want everything now. We don't want to wait. We're in a gotta have society. Look it up, Google it, Twitter it, just be patient, be surprised. That's pretty much all I got to say about that one.
Okay. I'm going to reset it for 3 minutes, and Nzo, you go. Got a kid who is doing something with water, so I'm going to mute. So,
Yeah, no problem.
Go ahead. 3 minutes.
Yep. I would have to absolutely 100% agree with you, JJ. I really think they need to stop giving out all this information. Now, I know some of it gets leaked, and I'm like, okay, sometimes you can't stop a leak. You know what I mean? But Marvel has done a pretty good job of keeping their stuffs under wraps. Even the Star Wars movie has done good enough stuff keeping stuff under wraps. Now, I get it. If you have a season where you're saying, hey, guess what? We're going to have so-and-so character in there. It's like, okay, I get that. You know what I mean? You'll have guest appearance. You could say that. But imagine we knew Boba Fett was going to be in it. But imagine if we didn't know Ahsoka was going to be in this series. And then we turn on that episode and boom, she comes out. It's like, oh my God, Ahsoka's in there, When you know she's coming at the beginning of the season, you're just waiting for the episode. There's no, that shock value to it. And I always come back to one movie that I can think of off the top of my head was Tropic Thunder. No one had any idea that Tom Cruise was going to be in that movie. And when he shows up, I'm like, is that Tom Cruise? You know what I mean? Like, oh, fuck, Tom Cruise is in the movie. And if you're a Tom Cruise fan, now you're perking up. You're like, wow, Tom Cruise is in this movie. Not only is in the movie, he's playing a role like he's never really done before. You know what I mean? So he's acting like a totally different character. You look at him and it's like, yeah, that's what I like to see. So I'm just like, listen, stop giving away everything. Like this one, Moff Gideon's gonna be in season 3. Well, we know he doesn't die at the end of this season. You know what I mean? And Shifty Gizm said that he thinks it's gonna end on a cliffhanger, and Gideon's gonna get whatever the baby's name is, Baby Yoda. I agree that it's going to end on a cliffhanger. Grogu. That's it. I believe it's going to end on a cliffhanger. But what I think is he's going to get Baby Yoda after this episode. And then the last 2 episodes of the season is Mando trying to get Baby Yoda back. And then we'll see what happens at the end of the season. Maybe we get a picture of a Jedi being there, or Luke Skywalker, Mace Windu, whatever. Maybe something like that. But I'm just like, man, at the end of the day, I want to be surprised when I watch this. I want to know nothing about it. Like this episode coming up, if there's a guest appearance, I haven't heard anything about it. So if they show someone that I'm not expecting to be in it, it's going to be a surprise and I'm going to love that shit. You know what I mean? It will make me like the episode a lot better if they can surprise me instead of having me just waiting for someone to come in. So please stop giving away all the information. So that's what I have to say about that.
Very good. Flash Thompson, Dr. JJ and Dr. Anzo spitting facts. Next topic, who's better at Tekken? I like that.
I am.
Hey, Poe, what's going on? Good to see you, Poe.
Let me rephrase that. I am right now.
JJ has beaten me more times than I have beaten him, but I'm still better. I'm gonna get
some popcorn while you guys keep fighting.
Go ahead, Chris. I'm still better.
No, you. Oh, well, I mean, we could figure that one out. Do a tournament.
Oh, yeah, we could do that. Waiting for you to get in on it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We can do a tournament. I don't think I'm that good at it. It's been years since I've played, so I will be honest. I don't think I'd win, but I mean, you know,
you got to download it first. You got to download it first, Chris.
I know.
I thought you said you were doing that already.
I was going to, but things snowball. Life always happens. Okay, guys.
It takes 2 minutes. You go in there, turn on your Xbox, you go to Game Pass, download, and you leave it.
And it's not a big download, so.
All right. So they're both right. Absolutely. I always go back to when they dropped that Darth Vader was Luke's father. It wasn't until the movie. Mm-hmm. They literally kept it from everybody. They kept it from like 90% of the crew and the cast. Mm-hmm. Nobody knew. The guy who played Darth Vader, who just recently died, David Prowse, he said a different line. So he didn't know. Only Mark Hamill and
George Lucas, James Earl Jones.
George Lucas and James Earl Jones. I think those are the 3 people who knew. Mm-hmm. That's how you do it. I mean, again, think about this last episode. I totally agree with Anzo. If Ahsoka was in that and the title comes up, The Jedi, what? Jedi? What the hell? Mm. What? And then the first scene is just that stealth stuff going on. And they don't really show enough to know that it's Ahsoka. You're trying to figure out wielding double lightsabers. Who the hell is this? They're white. Is it? You know, and yes, it is in Rebels and it's in Clone Wars. Mm-hmm. So you might know, but still, that total sheer what the fuck?
Yeah,
that would have garnered the sheer and I know we're gonna find out if Boba comes back. Anzo says no, I say yes. Whatever, we'll find out. Mm-hmm. But it's the same thing with that. Even if it was just a cameo in the first episode, if you don't say anything, that's even bigger. It's like, whoa, that's the guy that played Boba, or that's the guy that played Jango Fett. Who is that? Is that Boba? And then you see the armor in that episode. All of that, it would just garner so much of a holy crap. What are they doing? What the hell? They just brought Boba back, and we missed that today. Just think about the shit show that episode 9 was. Why? Because 6 months before the movie's out, everything's out. Literally the finished script.
Yep.
Every scene is right there.
Yep.
And every time that there'd be a reshoot or a redo on the scene, there'd be some release somewhere. Somebody said something so badly that Daisy Ridley oh God, Finn. I just lost his name. Finn.
John
John
Boyega.
Boyega.
Yeah, John Boyega.
John Boyega.
And then Mark Hamill. They were trolling the whole thing so hard months ahead of time. That's how bad this has gotten. We don't need that. 3 minutes. We'll talk about this all together. Hey Danny, good to see you.
What's up, Danny?
Hope all is good. I know you had some stuff come up, and then last night. I just hope everything's okay. But
Yeah. No problem,
started
you
man.
got JJ, so you'll look good next week when you're back. I'm sorry. Oh, shit.
Yeah,
Sorry.
restart that timer though, Chris. He'll look good. Really? Is that what you
No,
said?
I mean, yeah,
he'll look good.
He'll look excellent because, well, JJ, he's just a fill-in. So
I see your true
Oh, thanks.
colors coming through.
should I just do this?
Yeah, you should. You put your foot in your mouth in that one.
Just joking, guys. Just having some fun. 3 minutes. Okay, let's talk about this. How do you stop it? I know you said gag order, but
You know what? I don't know, because even Force Awakens, right? I remember I was like, I need to find a spoiler on this, man. You know what I mean? And I went and I found one, and I kid you not, that thing was word for word. It was the script. It was word for word the movie. I sat in the movie and I was like, oh, I said to my son, this is where Han dies. He's like, don't tell me. And I'm like, oh, you didn't read the script I sent you? He's like, no. But it was leaked online before it came out, and it was absolutely correct. Now, when Last Jedi came out, I looked for it and I found one, but it had nothing to do with the movie. So it's a catch, sometimes they do a fake ones, but sometimes you'll get that real one with all the real information, man. And I don't know how to beat it. I just know that what Disney is doing, saying, hey, yeah, we got Rosario Dawson coming in and she's playing Ahsoka. No, don't tell us that. You could tell us she's going to be there, but don't tell us who she's gonna play. You know what I mean? Let people, let the fans and everybody try to figure it out and guess who it's gonna be.
exactly. Yeah, I totally agree with that. JJ, anything else to add?
I don't think the company wants the stuff to leak, but I think there's people within Lucasfilm that are purposely leaking it. Now, whether it's with the okay of the company or not, that's a completely different story. But man, leave it under wraps, yo.
Mm-hmm.
Leave it under wraps, because I knew Boba Fett was going to be here. I knew Ahsoka was going to be here. Why? Because of IMDb.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they went ahead and let it slip. You know what I'm saying? Stop doing that.
Mm-hmm.
That's why our entertainment today has gone downhill, because we pretty much know who's going to be in what before it even comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Just let it be, y'all. Let it be the way it used to be. Okay, there's rumor. Let it be rumor. Not, okay, we see the sabers. Well, there's Ahsoka. Hey, there's a guy at the end of the one episode of The Mandalorian. Oh, look, it's Boba Fett. Woo! Let it surprise us. Rumors are rumors. They could be right. They could be wrong. That's why they're called rumors.
Mm-hmm.
Don't post the shit everywhere. Don't put it on IMDb. Don't talk about it. That's what NDAs are for.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily the gag order, but that's what the NDAs are for. And everyone within Disney, within Lucasfilm, within Marvel, within everywhere, every property. That's what they're there for.
I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, I mean, they need to go back to that idea of, hey, let them figure it out. Let them talk about it. I mean, what did we do for 3 years after Vader said, I'm your father? Everybody argued. Is it real? Is it true? Is it not? And you didn't know until the next movie came out and it was proven it was true. That's how you do it. And, yeah. So, third topic. Oh, this is awesome. So we got Star Wars, had Marvel, now we get DC. This is awesome. The new Snyder Cut trailer was released recently. The changes compared to the last trailer and this one are majorly noticeable. Do you think that this might be a tactic to not reveal too much, or could this be an indicator that the Snyder Cut could be a dud? So
When did they release a trailer?
last week?
That two trailers.
Or was this last week? Wasn't it that this was on there?
Something like that, yeah.
Because I think it was up still on there, so I left it because I liked the idea. I think it was last Tuesday it came out.
Mm-hmm. Something like that.
And there's pictures out now that Steppenwolf has, not completely changed. He looks like the same Steppenwolf, but it's very obvious that the computer graphics that they put on him are much more defined. He looks badass compared to whatever they put in the original one. Go look it up real quick, and I will let Anza go first. I'll let you go look at the pictures that are out for the new Snyder Cut trailer if you'd like, JJ. All right, so
yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm looking at it real quick.
Cool. All right, so 3 minutes on the board, Anza, sorry, and go.
Yeah, so when I watched the second trailer, I did notice a lot of better details than they did in the first one. But the second trailer is more or less the same trailer with a few enhanced scenes or one or two little sprinkles here or there, right? But like you said, when it comes to the changes that they made with Steppenwolf, they are drastic. And Steppenwolf looks a lot better than he did in the Justice League Whedon cut, right? So I'm excited for that. Do I think it's going to be could be a dud? I don't think so. You know what I mean? Everything so far that I've heard about the movie, I'm feeling it. I was never one of those ones that was like, oh, well, DC has to be like Marvel and they have to follow the Marvel formula. I've never been that person. I liked the way they were doing it. I liked the darkness about the movies as well. So I was a fan of that. You know, I don't need to see all these happy-go-lucky Marvel movies like they have done. Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Thor Ragnarok, you know. I know those are movies that a lot of people like, but just for me, they didn't do it for me, you know, too much comedy. I like jokes in movies, but if it gets too much, and it's like when it's a serious moment, then a joke comes in, serious moment, joke comes in, it just kind of ruins it for me. So that's why I was basically a breath of fresh air for me to see what they were doing with the DCEU. You know, I was like, okay, you know, more realistic looking, more down to earth, humanized topics in their movies. I can dig that. I can get with that. So I just think that Snyder has progressed his story along, added things that he probably couldn't have done when he was making the movie. You know what I mean? So I think it's not going to be a dud. I just think it's going to be totally different than what we got. And I'm down for that. But as a failing, I don't see that. For one, people are dying to see it. The people that hate it or, you know, want to hate it are dying to see it. The people that want to love it are dying to see it. So if he can get those people that hate it to be converted to like, wow, this was really good, then it's a win-win for him. You know what I mean? And so I don't think he's going to mess that up. I think he's had a lot of time to read what people were saying. He had a lot of time to go back and think about, well, maybe I should have done this different. Maybe I should have done that different. Now he can do that. He doesn't have to do fan service, but he has to just take what he's been hearing, the criticisms, and flip it on its head so that it works for the movie and it gets all those people that were hating it, liking it. So for the answer to the question, it could be a dud, but I don't think so.
All right. So, JJ, 3 minutes is on the board. Did you get a chance to look? You're muted, JJ, on StreamYard. JJ, there you go.
Yeah. I checked it out.
3 minutes. Go for it.
Hang on.
All right.
Stop. what's the question again? The new Snyder Cut trailer.
All right.
What's released for changes compared? All right, I'm gonna tell you right now. From what I just witnessed, I really wish. See, I saw Justice League. Wasn't a fan of it. You know, I liked it, but just like The Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker, you know, it was a good movie, but wasn't a great movie. After what I just watched, as far as the Snyder Cut, this new trailer, I wish that's what we got. I'm not a Snyder Cut fan, but it's giving me something to look forward to. It's not going to be. I hope it's not a dud, but from what I've seen in that trailer, I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping it turns out better than what we got. And there's a lot of properties out there that deserve a second chance, but we as fans have almost given up on all the great IPs that were out there. DC still needs to get their shit together as far as their cinematic universe. Kevin Feige and Marvel had it almost on lock. DC still got a little ways to go. They're trying to push too much too quick. If they'd have followed Feige's plan somewhat and stretched it out a little bit and give us minor, better stories, then it may be in a better place. But with the Snyder Cut, from what I just seen, if they can stay to that, I'm looking forward to it. And that's what we need, something to look forward to, because I don't know about you two guys, but I'm tired of letdowns. And if the Snyder Cut ain't nothing but a dud, then guess what? They've wasted a lot of time and a lot of money. And there's a lot of people out there that's really hoping for this.
Mm-hmm.
Really, you're doing a spliff right now, Nzo? Really?
No, I was zipping up my joystick.
Oh, okay. I'm messing with you though.
I know.
You know, I'm just hoping it ain't a dud. We need something to look forward to again. You know, I always say this. You know, it's entertainment. Treat it as such. You know, it's a way to escape the world for a couple hours. But I'm starting to hope again with the Snyder Cut. Maybe it might lead them in a decent direction again. But you know, just like with everything else, we just have to wait and see.
All right. Let me get this stopped there. Okay. Who's the real winner here? HBO. There's no way they fail. They're going to get people to tune in, if only for this. The people who didn't like it will give this a chance and say, all right, we'll watch it. We'll see if it's any better. I'm one of those people. I was not the hashtag Snyder Cut person, but I always said I don't think it's going to happen. But if it does, I'll watch it, because I do believe he was not given the proper chance to make his movie. There were different things that happened. You don't make the type of decisions in the middle of a movie and expect a good result. It literally, every time that's ever happened, it just kills it. The only difference maybe would be Sonic, where they changed the look of Sonic, so that worked really well. But HBO Max is going to be the winner, no matter if it's good or bad, dud or not. I am excited because this is really kind of the thing we were sold. At least that's what Snyder is telling us. He's telling us, and HBO Max is, I guess, believing him, that this is it's going to be a mini series almost. So, but it's going to be basically the two Justice League movies that we were promised. Darkseid's going to be in this eventually. Steppenwolf is nothing but a secondary baddie who's working for Darkseid, kind of checking everything out before they come here. We know that the Flash is going to be different in some way. We know we're going to get more about Cyborg's backstory. We're probably going to get a little more of the story that we think that Aquaman had in it. A lot of this stuff is things that I wanted to see in Justice League. Totally agree with both Anzo and JJ. One, they don't need to follow Marvel and how they do things. In fact, they shouldn't. If they can't make this stand on their own, if they can't stand on their own 2 feet, then DC just needs to stop making these movies and say, okay, well, we did it wrong. I guess we're going to go back, reboot. Let's do 3 Batman movies again. And we'll talk about this later. That seems to be their MO. But they also went too quick, which is what JJ said. They really needed to lay off of that. They looked at Marvel and said, oh, God, we got to catch up. No, you don't. You're just starting. Everybody knows you're just starting. Take your time and build these characters up. Make them into what we want. And the whole thing, DC did their normal slam on the brakes, 180, let's change everything again. And then this opportunity came, which may straighten out enough to get to a Flashpoint movie and kind of restart everything again, which is fine if you do it that way. But I think there's a story you sold us and we have to finish it. I really want to see that finish. And hopefully this helps that. 3 minutes, all of us together.
Because like you said, man, Snyder had a vision, right? And we got 2/3 of his vision. We didn't get the third part because they switched it around. So at least he's going to get the whole vision that he wants. Then people can say, you know what? Now that the way he ended it, man, that was good. Or it was still trash. But whatever it is, at least give the man the chance to get his vision out, man. And that's what I'm happy for, at least.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, DC, they should have never dropped Zack Snyder. For good, for better, for worse, all that. He had a vision. You told him he would get that, be able to have that chance. And then somewhere in between this, because it was too dark, you didn't like the direction. You know what? You let it finish anyways. And then after the movie's out, you say, look, Steve, you screwed up. Now you're gone. Get out. We'll figure this out on our own. But no, they screwed it up, and Sweden got it. And, whatever you want to, Whedon, whatever you want to say about Whedon, whatever, I don't blame him much either. It's just, you're not going to do everything. And and the problem I have with all this is that Zack Snyder sold to his fans that this was 90% done, all but finished. And we're finding out now, no, that's not the case. Reshoots, a lot more CG, a lot of extra stuff. And I always thought that. I never bought that this was done and in the bag. But most people thought it was. That's why hashtag released the Snyder Cut. Well, that's not really what we're getting. We are getting hashtag let Snyder finish his vision, which is fine. And I think he should get that right. So,
yeah.
And I agree with you. You know what I mean? Like I was saying, like we said, it doesn't have to be like Marvel. I don't need a rehash of that. And what they did is they gave up on their universe way too soon. And people seem to forget that even though Marvel movies have made money, not all of them were good. You know what I mean? But Marvel stayed the course. And that's why you ended up getting Infinity War and Endgame. Because they stayed their course. So
Feige had a plan. Feige had a plan. He tried to stick to that plan the best he could. And I'm not saying DC should have duplicated that, but they should have paid attention. Take the time, tell a story. Not, because when I saw Man of Steel, I'm like, okay, cool. But then when BVS came out, Batman vs Superman, I'm like, what the hell? Wonder Woman was good. I haven't seen Batman. Excuse me, Aquaman, or Shazam, or none of that. But they should have laid the foundation a lot better what they did.
I agree with
Let
you.
me ask. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just
Go
going to
ahead
say, and one thing that DC always had in their pocket was Flashpoint. So no matter what,
Exactly.
if they kept the course and didn't like it, make Flashpoint and reset the whole thing. Could have done that.
I think it's funny because we talked about Marvel a little earlier about how JJ and probably Anzo, you're on that, and I'm on it too. This fourth way, the fourth phase.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not positive what's going to happen. It could turn out to be great. It could. All the elements are there that if it's just done by people who say, "Listen, we've got representation out the wazoo, but we don't have to sit there and force it down your throat. It's there." But I think it's funny that at the end of all this, the big one that everybody's so excited for is Doctor Strange 2 and the Multiverse of Madness, which could so very easily become their flashpoint to fix what they screw up if it does screw up. And I think it's funny nobody sees that because you're absolutely right. DC has, I think, purposely with what they did on the CW with their Crisis on Infinite Earths, I think that was their test to see how well it would go. And when it did very well for the CW, they're like, you know what? Ezra still wants to do his Flash movie. Nobody likes him, or a lot of people don't like him as Flash, but you know what? We give him a Flashpoint movie, put him in it. We can wipe clean the slate and start again. We just got to get there. And then that talk that kept out there, hashtag release the Snyder Cut, hashtag release the Snyder Cut. They kept pushing and kept pushing. And then HBO Max, Warner Brothers, they're all looking at going like, you know, if we do this, it buys us a little more time. We do a couple more things. We test the waters with some world stuff. We get ourselves to Flashpoint and we test the waters. If we need to make it Flashpoint, we make it Flashpoint, which I still think they should do anyways. You can keep your Superman. You can keep Henry Cavill, even with the Flashpoint movie. You can bring back Ben Affleck if by that time he wants to come back, which I think he still does. I just think it's a question of what the terms are. Really quick here. Comic chat. Danny, thank you very much. $2.99 super chat. Shazam sucks. BVS wasn't bad. Sorry, JJ. BVS was not bad. But I hate to tell you something. This was
Shazam didn't suck.
Okay, thank you. Shazam did not suck. What is the best DC movie out currently that in this universe?
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman. Okay, you say Wonder Woman.
I say Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman.
Yeah, I say Wonder Woman.
I say Wonder Woman for sure, but I think the sleeper of all this is Shazam. I think when I went to watch Shazam, I'm like, okay, this is the original Captain Marvel technically. I went into it mostly blind. I didn't know much about the character. I watched that movie. I was like, you know what? I really like this. I really like this idea. And I know Danny doesn't like the fact that he's in this puffy suit. But that's kind of the charm of it. He's a kid. It is all fabricated. It's not real muscles. It's magic. So I buy into that. Let's see here. David says saw New Mutants. It wasn't horrible either. Anybody seen New Mutants yet?
I hated it.
You do? I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it either.
I don't like it.
Let me rewind a little bit. Danny, I don't think BVS sucked, but it could have been better than what it was. I hadn't got around to Shazam yet. I don't know if it sucked or not. I do want to see it just to check it out. But BVS was a good introduction to Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman I thought was spectacular. I loved it. I can't wait for 84.
I hope 84 is good. I'm worried about 84, but
yeah, it's just
there are things that I'm very excited to see.
The way DC is throwing their content out, it could always be better. Line it up a little bit differently. I'm not saying follow Feige's model exactly, but it was definitely something that they really should have paid attention to. You know, give us better storyline, better follow up, better lead into.
The key. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead, Chris. It's just, you know, I've always been a Marvel person over DC, even though I'm not a big comic book person. But they could have done it a lot better.
I like the Marvel movies better than I like the DC movies, but I'm a DC fan. I want DC to work. And the thing is, you said it again. It's absolutely true. And Nzo said it. Look at where they started. They started with Iron Man, the bargain guy in the rack. Iron Man was, if I remember right, in the late 80s, they talked about just dropping the series completely in comic books because nobody was
buying
reading.
Yeah, he was a big
Marvel character. And Kevin Feige come into this and say, that's our guy right there. That's the man. Why? Because they can link all of this stuff and all the people that they're trying to get together to this charismatic non-hero guy, which is Tony Stark. And they formulated it perfectly by, again, stretch it out. Let's stretch it out. Stretch it out. Let's keep the fibers moving so it doesn't get all gunky and stuff. And they kept stretching it out. And yeah, they had lulls. They had low points and high points, but nothing that was a flop. And up until a certain point, nothing that was an absolute smash. But because of that, they started doing this to it. You found that nice medium for everything. And then when you get to, you know, Civil War and the Winter Soldier, those things, those started becoming high points, and people were like, ooh, and it made people want to buy more. That is the only thing that DC should have had. Take your time with your characters. Show Superman. Show Batman by himself. Show Wonder Woman. Show Aquaman. Your 4 main people you want to focus on. Show those people. And then you bring in the supporting characters. Give a movie to the Flash that is kind of a mix between the Flash and Batman if you want Batman and Bruce Wayne to be your mentor to him. Let him be a part of one of the Batman movies in a small bit, kind of like they did with Spider-Man. You build it that way, and then 6 movies in, 7 maybe. That's when you introduce Justice League. Also, be true to your characters. Let Superman be Justice League. Let him start Justice League. Let it be a very early, new idea. Then do your Batman versus Superman. Make something happen in the Justice League movie where they start to fight because Bruce Wayne doesn't trust this alien on Earth, and that he finds out that the destruction of the cities or something, you make something where he has a real beef with Superman. You make Batman versus Superman, you kill Superman with Doomsday, and you're on board. You're on your way. That's how you do it.
And the fact that they did it the way they did it, they brought out Doomsday way too quick. Doomsday
they killed Superman off too quick. He brought Doomsday. All of that. You put 3 main characters in Batman versus Superman, which was way too quick. They had so much more story to tell. I mean, I would have said do 2 Supermans, 2 Wonder Womans, 1 or 2 Batmans. Start introducing into those, and maybe even 2 Aquamans. Introducing other characters, Green Lantern, Cyborg. Flash, you introduce those characters, you sprinkle them in, much like they did with the MCU. We talk about, this person or that person at the end of the movie. You don't show them, you just start working that. So, all right, guys, we're right at it about an hour. So let's go ahead and tell everybody about yourselves one more time, and we'll call it a night. JJ, you go first since you shook your head. And he got it right.
I'm just giving you shit, Chris.
I know. That's all right.
Oh, what's up, everybody? It's your boy JJ. You can find me a little bit everywhere. I'm becoming a little bit more popular nowadays. I don't know why, but hey, that's a good thing, right?
Because you're hanging with me, bro.
Hey, I started this venture with him. I started bringing him on everything I possibly could.
Yeah, no, but he said he's starting to get more popular now, and it's because he's hanging with me. Wasn't hanging with
He's
me
been
before.
doing this long enough now. See, he's been
We'll
doing
talk.
it a little more.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. You can find me. You can find me a little bit everywhere. Let's just go ahead and start on Sunday night. You can find me twice with Chris. Sometimes I show my face on the weekly wrap up, and I'm a part of the Mandalorian Roundtable right now, which I'm having a blast with nonetheless. You can also find me on Honstar's channel for both his streams for Name That Tune and Jackbox Game Night. You can find me on my channel Monday night for randomness at its finest. And random panel, random topic, situation, come by, check it out. You might actually like what you see. Tuesday night, back with these gentlemen and Danny Graham and Eli Hugh LDG Pixels for the Chaos list. And you'll find me sometimes back on Chris's channel for the weekly Rumble, either as a contestant or a combatant, as I like to say, or sometimes he changes it up and I come in as a wild card. And I'm also doing a live stream tonight later on the season at 9 o'clock Eastern. It's a special randomness. It's retro discussion. Me and Tommy and the Guinea Pig Collective, we're gonna and hopefully Slash Room Exploiter will come in and we'll talk about when entertainment was great. Late 70s, early 80s, 90s. Toys, games, movies, TV, books, music, whatever, man. Back when entertainment was still great. Come by, check that out. Hopefully you guys might like to reminisce with us for a little while tonight. And
all the things that old people talk about, guys.
Shut up, stupid. And Danny, it was no problem stepping in for you tonight. That's what I'm here for. We're here to cover one another, back one another. Check Danny Graham out, Comic Chat. He's got some great content. And we hope everything's okay. Thanks for having me on, guys. I enjoyed myself.
Always a pleasure.
All right. Nzo. Go ahead.
Yes. What's up, guys? The channel, Biggaford Entertainment, as I said before. Not going to go through all the shows that I discussed earlier because you guys will just go back to the beginning of the stream and get that. But no, Biggaford Entertainment, Ruler 3, Chaos Conversation, Chaos List, the OOC, Square One, Equilibrium, which will be back soon. But those are all the shows that we have. Hope I didn't forget anything. But you guys could check it out. But you can definitely check out Chaos List this Tuesday when me and Chris go on our little debate.
Okay. Indeed. Guys, thank you. JJ, thank you for stepping in for Danny tonight. I really appreciate that.
No problem.
So I am Chris Knight. You're watching this either on the Real Review 3000 or over on Chaos Central. Please, guys, if you're not already subscribed to Chaos Central, go there, youtube.chaoscentral.com. That's the easy way to get there until we get to like 12 more subs, and then we have 100 subs. We can get our vanity link. And with that said, thank you very much for everybody being here today. I really do appreciate it. Nzo, again, thank you. I look forward to Tuesday. I'm
looking forward to it too.
I'll appreciate being drug in the middle of that shit, but yeah, we'll see how it turns out.
Okay. All right, guys.
I mean, if you don't want to be drug in the middle of it, you don't have to.
It won't be just you.
Well, you noticed last night I just kept my mouth shut and let you two go at it, right? It's like whatever you guys want to do, man. Whatever we want to do.
You guys, you don't have to be involved in it. You just have to decide who made the better points. That's all.
We'll see. We'll see.
All right, guys, check that out. We'll even ask the chat.
Absolutely.
Fine. All right,
Absolutely.
everybody, have a good night. Peace.
Peace.
Later.